This story comes from the Oneida in the northeast part of the United States, and it is the Warrior Maiden. Long ago, the Oneida were facing a lot of trouble with an enemy tribe. The enemy tribe was so vast and had so many people that the Oneida had trouble trying to resist them. One day, the enemy started attacking all of the villages, and they were burning the villages, they were burning the crops, and the people had to run, or all the men and boys would be killed, and all the women and girls would be enslaved. So they ran from the villages and went to hide. They hid in caves, they hid in the deep woods, they hid on the top of high mountains, and they were safe. But food started to run out, and they could not stay where they were, or they would starve. But they could not go back down to their villages to see if there was any food left, or the enemy tribe would kill them. So all of the tribe met in council. Everyone has a say in council, from the eldest to the youngest. And as they met in council, a young girl came forward and said, "The good spirits have given me a dream. And in that dream, this is what we should do." And she told them, "I will go down this secret path, and I will lure all of the enemy warriors to the area right below the sheer cliff. When I do, there are so many boulders and rocks at the top of the cliff, you can push them down onto the enemy warriors." And the people were amazed at her bravery and said, "But you will be killed too." And she said, "In this way, I will make sure that my people are safe and will be safe forever." And the people were amazed at her diligence, at her courage, and said, "We will never forget you. Your story will be handed down from grandparent to grandchild." And so the girl walked down the next day, down the secret path, all the way down the mountain. And she approached where her old village was and pretended to be lost in the woods, not knowing where she was. Well, the enemy warriors did catch her, and they took her to their chief, and they said to her, "You will tell us where your people are, because if you do not tell us, we will torture you and kill you right here." And they tied her to a tree and started to torture her with fire. And she screamed and she yelled and she pretended that she was more hurt than she was. And finally she said, "Oh no, let me go. I cannot stand the pain. Please let me go. I will show you where my people are hiding." So they let her go. But they tied her arms behind them. And they said, "You will lead us now to where your people are." And so she hung her head and said, "Have all of your warriors follow me through the woods, and I will show you where to go. I will show you the secret path." And she brought all the warriors and brought them to the side of the cliff so that the sheer cliff was right next to them. And just then, instead of showing them the secret path, she yelled a war song and said, my people, they are here, they are here." And when she did that, the enemy warriors knew that she had betrayed them, and they killed her. But just as they struck her down, they turned to flee, but they did not have a chance. All the boulders and the rocks from the people came raining down and killed so many of the enemy warriors that they never again tried to conquer the lands of the Oneida. And the girl was remembered from then on through stories and other tales that were handed down. And even her body became known as honeysuckle. And they called the honeysuckle in their own language the blood of a brave woman.